So what we wanted to do was bring you this reproduction that's brought to you by Remington's Military Supply. You can find them on eBay. I haven't seen many reviews on this, and I haven't seen any videos. So this is breakthrough time for you guys coming from me. We're going to compare this tropical rucksack to an actual issue tropical rucksack. We're going to look at the differences and the similarities and let you as a collector or reenactor make a decision as to whether this is a pack for you or if you want to save up for an original and take it out in the field. I did a bunch of research. Well, I did some research. I'm still new to the hobby, but I decided that the reproduction was the way to go for me because I could get out in the field and destroy it and not feel bad about it. But there are some differences, and I wanted to point those out to you today. So let's start by looking at the similarities. On the front of the packs, as far as the construction and design, it's pretty much so spot on. The size is about the same. All the straps, everything's in the same place. You've got your 3 pockets up front. You've got the same type buckles. Your big compartment with the rubberized top flap. We've got the same thing on the reproduction from Remington's Military Supply, rubberized flap. We have a different locking tab. Man, it is impossible to find these original types. I wish someone would start making these because these are really cool. And this is something that could probably be 3D printed. But instead we've got kind of this cheap modern type. Now I replaced the paracord with a original style piece of paracord with the black diamonds. So this is something that I've replaced on my own. And you can see here's an original here. It's a little bit old and faded, but with the black diamonds. You can still get this. You can pick this up from manufacturers. It's not that hard to get and it's not expensive. Again, 3 pockets. They're about the same size as the original. The construction's about the same. All of the attachment points, compare them side by side, are about the same. I added this strap here, but you can see very similar in construction. Let's look at the X-frame. The X-frame is the same, I can tell you that. One thing I did is I painted this X-frame on the reproduction olive green. These come black. It's not a huge deal, but it was something that I could fix pretty easily, whereas the originals, they come green. This one's got some electrical tape on it, but you can see it was originally, there's green paint down there. But the size of the X-frame is the same. It's a very close reproduction, and the way that the buckles attach is the same. You've got the same reinforcement pads. Same way of fixing those. And I'm pretty sure you could take all these off and put them on an original and then they would fit. The way that the top hooks in on this webbing with this snap is the same. Both have a metal snap here, that's correct. Now let's look at the straps. Straps are pretty darn good too. Buckle features very similar. May have been some slight variations of these. But close enough, I think, for the reenactor world. So I'm very happy with that. So that's the good side. Let's talk about what's not quite right. We talked about the toggle. Not a big deal there. Maybe someone will start reproducing these. That would be awesome if they would. The material is a little bit different. This is obviously a modern material. It's nylon and it's a little bit heavier, whereas the original was a nylon, but you can see the difference in the weave, I'm sure, on this camera. This is a heavier, more durable, modern, probably Cordura material, whereas this is just an old military nylon. The reproduction probably has a more durable material, but you can see that it's not quite the same. It's a little bit heavier. Also, the color's a little bit off. This is a nice green, like what you would expect if you were buying something that was brand new. But even on the original, some of the webbing was more of a brown or more of a mustard color. This one's quite a bit sun faded, but still, they would have had some brown mustard color on them, which they wouldn't have been quite as dark green as this, so that's something else to think about. Velcro map pocket. These are going to be the same. Did a good job with that. This is the easiest way to tell one of these apart from an Alice pack. An Alice pack will have a little pull tab down here, and these original tropical rucks won't. Also, durability. I mentioned that I thought that this reproduction rucksack could be more durable, except for the webbing. You can see I'm already losing eyelets. All I did was hang a bayonet on here for just a little while in the living room. It didn't survive. So these eyelets are pulling out very, very easily. And so what I would recommend is either don't run anything through your eyelets, or you're going to have to do what I'm probably going to have to do, which is either replace the eyelets with some quality ones, or completely remove this webbing and replace it with a webbing from a donor pack. I guarantee you, if you were to hook it up on these originals, these will hold for a long time. It's hard to pull these out. The quality of the originals of that webbing is just better. Other than that, man, do I have anything else bad to say about it? I've had this out in the field a few times. I've carried a bunch of gear around in it. I don't think I have anything negative to say about it. Those eyelets are what I'm going to ding it on. But anyway, oh, one other thing. The originals. These snaps are plastic on originals. That's not really a good thing, but that's how you can tell an original. They're plastic. They thought they would try these out. Hey, they won't rust in the jungle, right? But man, they're fragile. You have to be careful. These would get broken really easy. The reproduction actually has good quality metal snaps. So I'm sure that those snaps will last a lot longer than original plastic set. And this is something that I'm glad that they didn't copy. If they would have just put plastic ones on here, yeah, it would look more like an original, but it probably wouldn't have lasted as long. So for a pack I'm actually going to use, I think I made a good choice going with the Remington military supply pack. So for those of you that were just wondering, you've seen these on eBay. The reproductions are about 125 plus shipping. You're looking at about 150, 160. Whereas a good tropical rucksack is pushing $200. Something like this is probably worth $200, which doesn't seem like a lot more, but do you want to take this out in the field and beat it up? That's your call. If you don't, have a look at these Remington military supply tropical rucksacks, and hopefully this video will help you make a decision.